the Celetha Riley Show, where we inspire individuals from all facets of life to reignite their faith, strengthen the family dynamics with healthier relationships, creating a productive culture for many generations to come. On this show, you'll gain so many positive tools that you can implement in your daily life to live healthier and wealthier. Listen to the end. The last point is crucial.
Good evening, good evening, good evening, our listening audience. Good afternoon to those of you that are listening in all over this beautiful world. Good evening, good day to each and every one of you all. I am your beautiful host, Celetha Hi Beautiful Riley, and I am smiling you all. I know you all can feel my energy. You can feel my spirit. You can just feel the joy that is permeating through the atmosphere, through the radio land. I am so excited as I am each and every Tuesday evening to be with you all to share on various conversational pieces to keep you upbeat, inspired, and just overall feeling great and learning more and more and more. And guess what, you all? Thank you to all of you that accept the challenge on last month. We had the wellness series. We had the wellness challenge. The question was, how well are you? And many of you all were able to participate. Thank you, thank you, thank you so much. Kudos to each and every one of you all that attempted to participate. And even if you drop the ball, I want you to continue to pick it up and keep going, okay? Practice makes perfection, okay? You'll get it sooner. You'll grasp it. Don't give up. Do not give up on yourself. Listen, tonight for this entire month, again, we have a phenomenal topic of conversation that is going to blow your mind. It is going to touch each and every one of you all. Our conversational piece for this month is the scars you can't see. Oh, my goodness. 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 I have to say that again, you all, because I wanted to resonate. I wanted to just marinate down in your soul. The scars you can't see. Oftentimes, many of us have felt broken or experienced being broken from our past, our present, and sometimes we internalize those things, okay? And it can leave a lasting scar. It can just cut the core of your soul, and you're wondering, does anyone really see my scars? Can anyone feel my scars? And they may wonder, what is going on with him? What's going on with him or her? Why can't they have a healthy relationship? Why can't they get it together? What is going on? What they fail to realize is that you internalize many, many, many things, you all. And it is so overwhelming at times because we've learned how to mask our pain. We've learned how to hide and cover up. But guess what? We're going to talk about these things this month. We're going to talk about the scars you can't see. Oh, yes, we dress them up with makeup. We dress them up with our hair, ladies. Gents, we like, gents, you like to cover them up with your muscles, your physique, dressing up. You can't dress it up all the time, you all. I'm going to share something with, I know many of you all heard this phrase growing up as a child. I know many of you heard it, and I've heard it on several times. Remember they used to say, sticks and stones may break my bones. OMG. Remember, think about it. Remember they said this phrase, sticks and stones may break my bones. What did they actually mean about that? You will go through the physical pain. You're being attacked physically. But eventually you will heal from the place, right, you all? You will heal from that. But let's go even further. It says, on the contrary, the damage that is done by verbal abuse, the hurtful words are irreplaceable. Think about that for a moment, you all. I want you all to think about it, think about it, think about it. It is irreplaceable. It is irreplaceable. You can't replace it. Once it comes out of your mouth, the damage that is done, you can apologize. You can say, I'm sorry. Please forgive me. But those words can cut the core of your soul. And we know that in October, we often talk about domestic violence, domestic abuse, but we can talk about this conversational piece, emotional abuse, year-round, because emotional abuse, it inflicts a pain that comes from another individual's words that have literally shifted the trajectory of your mind, how you think, how you feel, how you view yourself, and it can literally put you in a place of feeling unworthy, feeling unwanted, feeling insignificant, feeling like you are good for nothing, feeling like you're worthless, you're hopeless, feeling as if life is over for you. Has anyone listening into me, my listening audience, have you ever felt that? Have you ever experienced emotional abuse, which is verbal abuse? Individuals saying things to you to tear you down, to cut you under, to make you feel unworthy, insignificant, as if you're not good enough. And I don't know about you all. When I was in an emotional abusive relationship over 20 plus years ago, oh my God, it damaged my self-esteem. It damaged my self-esteem, you guys. I want you to listen to me very, very closely. It damaged my self-esteem. It did. And let me tell you all something. I was functioning, meaning I would dress myself up on the outside. I would take care of my children. I would go to work. I would engage and interact with my family, my friends, and different individuals. But when I got back home, the trauma, the abuse, the verbal attacks, the verbal assaults, the words, I would hear them repeatedly over and over and over again. And that has happened to many of us. The scars that we can't see, we often internalize those things. And yes, I internalized it for several years. Remember, I said I was functioning as a mom. I was functioning in my family, around my friends, coworkers, because I knew my task as a mom. I knew my task as a bus operator at that time. I knew my task dealing with different individuals. But I would never, ever, ever let anyone know what I was being, how I was being treated behind those closed doors. I dressed very, very well. And that's what many of us have adapted to do. We cover up on the outside. But on the inside, those layers, those scars, the affliction, the trauma, it is unbearable. It is unbearable. And many times we wonder, what has happened to certain individuals, a loved one, a spouse, a companion, a friend? What is going on? Why can't they open up? Why can't they relate to me? What is going on with him or her? And if we're not careful, our young teens, our young adults, they will get in emotional, abusive situations. They'll get in various situations with other individuals, and it could tear down their esteem, creating scars that we can't see. No. We don't want our child or our children to experience this, ladies and gentlemen. We don't want to repeat repeated cycles that could literally cause our children to have unhealthy relationships, to be confused with who they are, their self-worth, why, when, how, have questions. And that is what can happen if we do not address these various areas. Again, we're talking about it for the entire month. I know many of you are listening in and you're saying, wow, these are some great conversational pieces, because it is causing me to think, it is challenging me to look within myself. And that is what the Celetha Roddy Show is all about. It's going to challenge you, because in order for us to be great, to be prosperous, magnificent, have great success, we want to make sure that we are well in all areas of our life, spiritually, emotionally, physically, financially, holistically. We want to make sure that we are well-rounded. We are well-grounded. We have to take care of the mental. We have to revisit a lot of these past traumatic experiences so we can grow and go forward. Because we want to have healthy relationships, you guys. We want to live healthy. We want to laugh. We want to exude with confidence. We want to be an all-around great person. But there are some things that are tormenting us up under those scars that many people can't see. Those trigger points, they can be pushed because if you remember what someone said to you, if a coworker or colleague, they repeat or they say something, it can trigger you. It can cause you to outburst. It can cause you to lash out. Why? Because the scars you can't see. Have you ever had the feeling of being broken and alone? I pause for a reason, you all. Have you ever had the feeling of being broken and alone? Have you? And if you are someone that has existed in a relationship, around family, friends, co-workers, colleagues, all of those things that I said, the feeling of being broken and alone, you're in the midst of all of these people. But even in the midst of these people, you are still feeling broken and alone. You are existing. Because you perfected how to function, because you didn't want to lead on to let them know that you're being verbally abused, being emotionally attacked, you're being torn down, your self-esteem is being crushed. And guess what? It can lead to shaping individuals' past, present, and future. Remember, I shared sticks and stones may break my bones, the physical trauma. But let's talk about the verbal trauma that takes place. That's irreplaceable. As I stated, they can apologize, they can say they're sorry, they can attempt to take the words back, but the trauma that it has afflicted on many individuals has caused them to have scars, different layers up underneath all of those clothing in their mindset. It has placed scars on their mindset. They think about it from time to time. They can see something, they can hear something, they can smell something, and it is a trigger to what they heard, the verbal attack, the verbal assault. It is our hope and prayer that as these conversational pieces come forth every month, it is allowing you to receive a healing within your soul. That is what the Celetha Riley Show is all about, ladies and gentlemen. We are on a mission to help each and every one because our conversational pieces are family enriching. They're great for each and every one. We want you all to grasp hold to every conversational piece that we have. Examine yourself so you can heal from the inward core of your soul. You can address these things. You can say, yes, I did experience that, but that doesn't determine the person that I am today. Because many of you have received the healing in your soul. Many of you have overcame those harsh words that were spoken to you. But we know that there are some individuals that are concealing scars we cannot see. The verbal attack, the verbal abuse, the words, and they can function very well. But God wants us to operate. He wants us to feel what we are experiencing. He wants us to feel love, joy, excitement. He wants us to laugh. He wants us to be complete in Him. He doesn't want us to function, meaning learn the tasks that we're supposed to do, complete them thoroughly, but we're just isolated. We're numb. We have no feeling. No. God wants us to totally embrace who we are. Those scars will no longer prevent you from going forward, my brother, my sister. And the question is, have you ever had the feeling of being broken and alone? Yes, and yes. Many individuals today are experiencing this feeling of brokenness at the words of someone else, by the mouth of someone else. They tore them down. They said things. And guess what it has done? It has caused them to function, to literally disconnect. They have no feelings. They're not remorseful. They're not passionate. They don't have any type of feeling. They're more concerned with making it day by day by day. They have literally separated themselves from the world because this person or persons, individuals have literally said these things. And sometimes you all, if you're not careful, you can literally hurt a person so deep until they fall back into those words and they never regain who they really are. And I truly thank God for having his hand on me, on my life. Because as I shared before, when I was in that emotional abusive situation, I utilized a tool to help pull me forward. I utilized a tool with my children to help pull me mentally. Even though physically I was still in that situation, mentally I wanted to escape because I did not want my children to begin to experience what it is that I was experiencing. So what did I do? I began to play a game with my children called the name game. And me and my children would sit down, my oldest two, my son and my daughter, and I would say to them, what is your name? And they would look at me, and we would play this game over and over. And I would say to them, whenever they would pronounce their name correctly or incorrectly, I would look them in their eye and say, no, what is your name? And they would look at me like, Mama, what do you mean? What is your name? I would pop them on their hand or pop them on their leg. Yes, I did. And I would say, get it right. Say it correctly. Say it like you mean it. What is your name? And my son would look me in my eyes and he would say his name, his full name. My daughter, my oldest daughter, she would look me in my eyes and she would say her full name. The reason God gave me this tool was to help build my children's esteem, so no one could tear them down, because it is so important. Once you know who you are, when you know who you are, you build their confidence up from within. And whomever they encounter, they will not be able to tear away at their esteem, because we played this game not for days, not for weeks, for months, literally years. And I will see how my son stood. I will see how my son would look me in the eyes. I will see how my daughter stood, her confidence, her esteem. And then I will reassure them of who they were. Your name is this. And I will say to them, do not allow anyone to speak to you any other way. When individuals address you, if they mispronounce your name, correct them immediately. Because let me tell you something, all it takes is one time, ladies and gentlemen. One time for someone to call you a name or call you something that you are not, and it will hit your soul. It will cause you to double back. It will cause you to doubt. It will cause you to wonder, well, maybe I am. No. We're not going to doubt. We're not going to wonder. We're going to know without a shadow of a doubt who we are. Yes, you may have scars that many individuals can't see, but you're going to receive a total healing in your soul, because those words, those things that were inflicted upon you in your past, and maybe someone may be experiencing it right now in your present. If God was able to do it for me, and emotional abuse is terrible, you all, it can literally cause you to, listen, your mental well-being, your mental health. Many individuals fall into deep mental depression. Many individuals, unfortunately, don't escape. Many individuals contemplate suicide. Many individuals go into addiction. So many different things because of the mental anguish, the mental torment, the emotional abuse, the scars that you can't see. They've internalized them. So they're looking around wondering, can you see my scars? Can you see my scars? No, they can't see your scars. You know why they can't see your scars? Because you're functioning. You're covering them up. You don't want anyone to see or know that you are being treated in this manner. And that was me over 20 plus years ago, because I was a strong, boisterous person, always, family, being there for family, being there doing everything I knew to do. But, oh, my God, when we got back home, I knew what was going to come. And I had gotten to a point I was functioning, you all. I would clean, I would cook, I would make sure my children were okay, various things. But, oh, my God, as the noise was going on around me, I began to close out my ears. And unfortunately, many individuals who have experienced that, it has shaped their present. How people's past has shaped their present. That emotional trauma, the scars you can't see, But it is my prayer on today, my brothers, my sisters, our listening audience, that you will acknowledge, because if we don't acknowledge, listen, these scars are still lingering on. These scars are still here. The residue, that's what it is. The residue is still lingering on from my past. Someone said this to me, do not address me as that. I had a situation previously. I said to an individual, don't address me as that anymore. And they were like, why? I didn't know, do not address me as such, because I heard that over and over when I was in that emotional abusive situation. And I've allowed you to say it, but I'm going to stop you now. Stand up in your authority, ladies and gentlemen. Stand up in your authority. You have to put a stop to the friendly critique and criticism, because that friendly critique and criticism, it can reignite those scars that individuals can't see, especially if you're not healed in that area. Yes, I am healed in that area. I thank God that he healed me from that emotional trauma. But that residue from that one word that I thought I had been totally healed in, it sparked something in me, and it said, no, stop this right now. Do not allow this to carry on any longer, because if you don't, it's going to take you backwards. And backwards is not where we're going, ladies and gentlemen. Backwards is not where we are going. No. We are going forward with everything in us. That is what we're going to do, because guess what? It is not for us to live in our past. It is for us to be bold and stand in our truth and move forward, for us to have a promised future. Yes, I said it. A promised future. That's right. That's what God said. That is what God said. He said, beloved, I wish above all things that thou mayest prosper. And he gave us 2 areas he wants us to prosper us in. He said, be in good health and obtain wealth. In order for us to be in good health, we have to be in good health mentally. Our mental well-being, our emotional well-being. What are we thinking, feeling, and experiencing? How are you feeling, ladies and gentlemen? Are you still being tormented from your past, from word curses, from an emotional abusive situation, or even your future? Not your future, your present. Is someone saying things that trigger you? Stop them. Is someone saying something that has triggered the residue? Once you acknowledge that residue is still there, you deal with it. You address it immediately. God, remove this from me. I no longer feel this way. I am no longer that person with low self-esteem, those word curses, that individual. And if you have to announce the individual that you were in that relationship with, who afflicted that harm on you, because you have to stand boldly. We talk about stand up in our truth. Stand boldly. You have to stand boldly, people. I'm telling you the truth. Stand boldly. Stand up for yourself mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Stand up for yourself, because if not, those thoughts, that experience, the memories will begin to resurface. And instead of you going forth healthy, you'll begin to backpedal. You'll begin to say, is there something wrong with me now? Well, maybe I should examine. No, there's nothing wrong with you. There is nothing wrong with you. You have to stop individuals, because some individuals are jokesters by nature. Some individuals are pranksters. Some individuals are sarcastic. Some people are very critical with the mouth, and they'll slide it in. So whenever you catch it, you stop them immediately. Do me a favor, him or her, don't address me as that anymore. Don't mention that to me. I'm no longer that person, or I no longer live in that space. I used to hear that from such and such and such, but you can't address me as that anymore. No, it stops right here. Take authority. Do not allow anyone to speak anything in your presence. Because if you're not careful, you'll hold on to that and take it into your future, instead of you keeping it where it's supposed to be, in your past. In your past. So on today, we're talking about it. And we're going to continue on for the month of July, you all. We're talking about the scars you can't see. Oh, my God. Sticks and stones may break my bones, And those of you that are watching us on our social media platforms, go ahead and comment, sticks and stones may break my bones. You can heal from sticks and stones breaking your bones. You're going to go to the hospital. They're going to give you surgery. You may get stitches, put a cast on. Then after that, you have to go through the process of therapy, so on and so forth. But, oh, my God, on the contrary, the damage that is done by verbal abuse, those hurtful words, they will leave some scars that you can't see. They will hold mental scars in their mindset. You will doubt and wonder, well, maybe I am that. Maybe no. Let's stop that right now. Then you will feel a certain type of way. Well, maybe we're not gonna allow that to marinate in your spirit to take root. Then you will doubt. You will wonder how are people looking at you. And then you'll begin to look in the mirror and question yourself. No, we are not going to allow anyone to afflict any type of pain on us today. No, we are not. Because there are so many people who are broken and alone, and they are existing. They know how to function. They are being mistreated. They're being verbally attacked, verbally assaulted. But on today, we want you to understand that you can recover. You can heal. You can go forward. How can you? By standing in your authority. Because when you think of individuals who afflict this type of pain on people, somewhere in their life, someone is something to them. So now they've taken on this aggressive role as a bully, and they want to abuse and attack you because whomever that abused them, maybe verbally as well, they didn't have the strength to stand up to that person. So they took on that nature. And then they learned that behavior. And they saw the control that the person did or had over them. So they liked that control. So now they are mistreating other individuals. That's what happens. That is what happens, you all. And then, if you're not careful, you'll see individuals in relationships repeating the same type of behavior over and over and over again. And then sometimes, ladies, I know, many of you may say, I must have a magnet on me because these are the type of men I attract. Or men, yes, there are men that deal with verbal abuse as well. There are a lot of men that are carrying scars that you can't see as well because they've been traumatized, but they've never gotten to a point to openly express it or talk to their companion, talk to their wife, talk to their significant other, their children, talk to a counselor, a therapist. They haven't gotten to a level of comfortability to open up and say, you know what? I was abused verbally. Could have been by my mom, could have been by my dad, my uncle, my cousins, could have been by a friend. Men do experience abuse as well, just as well as ladies do. Men may not talk about it as easily as ladies do, but men do experience their share of abuse as well. But we're going to put an end to this. Yes, we are. We are going to put an end to this because we want everyone to understand you are worthy of being talked to and treated as the human being that God created you. God said in his word that everything I created was good. Everything I created was good. You are good, my brothers. You are good, my sisters. You may have came from a rough background. You may have been mistreated, verbally abused, rejected, cast out, left to the side. You may have had a beautiful upbringing, but somewhere in life you may have dated someone and rejection hit you. So therefore, you adapted that behavior because you didn't like how it felt. So you held on to that, and now you're mistreating other people, other ladies that you date, other men. No, it is not healthy. It is not healthy at all. That is some toxic behavior. That is toxic behavior. And oftentimes what happens, people are quick to run, get away from them, run. Well, you better run for your life. Well, you better run for your life. And guess what? Sometimes you do have to run for your life. But in certain instances, when you can't run for your life, stand up in your authority and say, listen, no, you're not going to talk to me like that. No, this is not how we're going to have a conversation. No, you're going to treat me the way that I am supposed to be treated. No, you're going to treat me the way that I desire to be treated. And guess what? There are a lot of individuals in relationships, whether it's a man or a woman, they haven't had individuals to stand up to them and tell them, no, we're not going to do this. No, honey, we're not going to handle this way, because they're so used to being that bully, being that abusive individual, and they may not even look at their behavior as being abusive. They may feel like it's normal, it's okay, because they are used to it. Going through relationship, going through life existing, going through life functioning, thinking it's okay because no one truly stood up to them and said, wait a moment, this is not healthy. You know, you may have gotten by with it with him or her or him, but I'm sorry. I refuse to accept this type of behavior. And when you challenge them in that area, or when you speak up to them, that will cause them to bow down or back up and say, well, you know, well, I've been saying it. Yes, you said it on multiple occasions, and I allowed you to slide, but you can't do that no more, because the person that I am today, I don't want to hear it. No, I refuse to allow you or anyone else to talk to me in that manner. You have to stand up for yourself. And we're going to pray it doesn't get sticks and stones. You don't get into altercation. But as adults, you should be able to communicate and have conversations. But unfortunately, many individuals aren't in that. They haven't matured to that area yet. Some people have grown up, but they weren't raised, meaning mom and dad may have never had the conversation. Then mom and dad may have had the conversation, or whomever they grew up with may have had the conversations, but they still took on their own mindset, meaning their own way of doing and acting. That's what happened to me many years ago. But guess what? Today, it is time out for us being broken and alone. You are existing. You're around your family. You're around individuals, laughing, having good, but you just feel so out of place. A puzzle dropped on the ground, pieces scattered all over, because the emotional trauma that you are experiencing or you have experienced. No. Remember, I shared with you all how I was able to play the name game with my children. That name game, it was to help teach my children, but it helped me even the more, because the more I was able to speak to them and say, this is who you are, it was like a boomerang effect. It would hit me, boom, this is who you are, Celetha. Boom, this is who you are, Celetha. No, don't allow this to happen. No, don't allow that to happen. No, stand up for yourself. Do this, and that, and the other. And I gained my inner voice. I gained my strength. I refuse to be treated anything less. I refuse to allow that situation to continue on. No, you will not speak to me in that manner. No, you will not address me in that manner. No, I am not that. No, and no. And guess what, ladies and gentlemen? You can do the same thing as well. When you begin to speak up for yourself, let your voice be known. It will hit your soul and it will shake you up and give you strength like none other. The scars you can't see, mental, emotional, verbal, it can literally place you into a cocoon. But on today, no. We're not going to allow the scars you can't see to prevent you from going forward and having a healthy future the way that God so desires you to do so. And we know that many individuals have experienced it in their past, and unfortunately, it has shaped their future. It has shaped their present. It has shaped their right now. It has. We know it has. But it is our prayer that what we're sharing with you that it will cause you to think, and you will say, if it is me, if I am that person that is causing harm, inflicting this emotional trauma, let me examine myself, because I wouldn't want it done to me. I wouldn't want someone to verbally attack me. I wouldn't want someone to verbally attack my wife, my children, my spouse. I wouldn't want someone to verbally attack my family and make them feel insignificant, ugly, unworthy, useless, worthless, wanting to die, give up on life. Do you know that is what those words can do to people? Because you can cut them so deep it will make them wonder, why am I even on this earth? Oh, yes, ladies and gentlemen. So make sure you examine yourself. And we're talking about it each and every month. We're always bringing tools where you can examine yourself, because we want wealth. We want the abundance, but we want to be healthy when we achieve it. We want to live the right way. We want to have great relations. We want to interact. We want to engage. We want to conversate. We want to treat people good. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to know that we're a great person, and individuals will love to be around us. People will draw and gravitate to us because our spirit is beautiful, loving, and flowing, and we engage with people. We treat people the way that they're supposed to be treated. We are not inflicting pain on people. We're not tearing people down when we should be building them up. We're not destroying their self-worth. We're not destroying their self-esteem, because too often of time, it is happening. And there are so many individuals walking around with scars that you can't see. And if we don't help them, they will go from relationship to relationship, and then they will become bitter instead of becoming better. They'll lash out, become promiscuous, all these different things because of the trauma that they experience, because of the trauma that they internalize. So guess what? Ladies that are listening to me, hi, beautiful. Gentlemen that are listening to me, hello, handsome. Young kids, everyone, hello, darlings. You all are magnificent. You all are amazing. You all are beautiful. You are great. You are loved by God and many other people. You are smart. You can do it. You will do it. You must do it. You have so much greatness within you. Those scars will not dictate who you will grow into be. Those scars will not prevent you from having a healthy relationship. Those scars will no longer keep you bound and keep you hostage. Today, you will be set free from the scars that we can't see with the natural eye, but the scars that you internalize, that you held in your heart, in your mind for so many years, by a loved one, by a friend, by a coworker, by someone you trusted very close. Those scars are being removed today. The memory of those scars are being minimized. God is going to allow you to take that pain, those scars. You're going to heal from it. And in time, you're going to be able to share with someone else. Because what happens is you can easily identify someone that is experiencing what you experience, because even though I said I was functioning, meaning I dressed very well, I had all the purse, every name brand, me and my children, we were well dressed, everything, we had it all. But there was one lady that saw through everything, and she stopped me in my tracks, you all. And she said, beautiful, hold your head up. And I looked at her, and she said, you know how I can identify you? Because I used to be the same person that you are. I used to do the same thing that you are doing right now. And guess what I did, you all? I stopped in my tracks and I took a deep, deep breath. I took a deep, deep breath. It was like God freed me that day. And she began to share right then. And then as time progressed, we developed a close sisterhood. We would talk, she would share, and I asked her, how did you know? She said, because I am you and you are me. I said, really? She said, yes, because I used to do the same thing that you're doing. But guess what? You're going to come out of it. And this is who you're going to evolve into. Listen, you all, it blew my mind. It blew my mind. And I said to myself, I'm around all these people. And maybe someone did see it, but they didn't want to say anything. They were waiting on me to say something. That does happen. And maybe people see it and they're happy you're going through it. Maybe so. Maybe people do see it and they don't know how to address you. But today, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about scars you can't see. Remember that phrase we used to use as kids coming up? Sticks and stones may break my bones. Oh, my God. But guess what? On the contrary, the damage done by verbal abuse and hurtful words is irreplaceable. You can't replace that. No, you can't. Once you do the damage, it is done. You can say, I'm sorry, I apologize, I didn't mean it, please forgive me, yada, yada, yada. You can say all those different things, but once it comes out your mouth and it hits the atmosphere and hits the individual's ears and it goes down in their heart and up their mind, it sticks. And sometimes it sticks for an eternity. But what did God allow my pain to do? My pain pushed me into teaching my children differently. Even though I experienced a traumatic situation that put me into a mental institution for 72 hours, it was during that time God used the young lady in that room to tell me what my assignment was, to literally pull me up and say, hi, beautiful. And she wrote down, hi, beautiful. And she capitalized the T. And she said, God said for you to tell every woman you come in contact with that they are beautiful. Now, mind you all, I'm in the middle of an emotional crisis, trying to get home to my children. I didn't want to hear what she had to say, but I received it at that time. And that gave me strength as well. And I've been on a mission over 20 plus years. My name has legally changed. Celetha Hi Beautiful Riley. Tell every woman and man, I've added men too, men, you handsome. Women, you're beautiful, because many individuals experience pain, trauma, emotional abuse, verbal abuse, in marriages, in ministry, in homes, at work, in business, in life. But it's my heartfelt prayer that this month, as well as each and every month that we come forth on the Celetha Riley Show, some things with an S will be said to cause you to examine yourself and make sure you're not the one that's causing the trauma. And if you are that person, you'll immediately repent and learn to do better. And if you are that person that has experienced these type of traumas in your life, you will once and for all begin to receive a total healing within your soul. You'll look in the mirror and you'll remember something that I said on today or last month or the month previously, and you'll grab a hold of it and you'll say, you know what? If God did it for her, he can do it for me as well. And I'm going to push forward, and I'm not going to allow all of these words that I've heard or that were said to me shift the trajectory of my life, my future, stop me from becoming the person that I know I am and I know that I can become, because God says so, and there is so much greatness within me. Again, thank you all so much for chiming in. Make sure you keep those notifications on, those of you that are on social media. Comment and share your feedback, your interaction. We appreciate each and every one of you all for tuning in to the Celetha Riley Show, and make sure you join us again on next Tuesday, same time, 7 p.m. to 7:45. We have great conversational pieces, and this month we're talking about the scars you can't see. Have a beautiful evening, and we will see you all again. Be blessed, everyone. Have a wonderful evening.
We're so glad you had the opportunity to join us with our inspiring conversational pieces that are motivational and will continue to push you in your faith, build your family dynamics, health and wellness, financial freedom, all of those beautiful things. To stay connected with us, make sure you visit our website at dcriley.tavalifestyle.com, or you can send us an email at dcrileyministry@gmail.com. We look forward to you all joining us again on next Tuesday at 7 p.m. Enjoy your evening and make sure you stay empowered.
You're listening to